Welcome. Before we begin, take one slow breath with me. You don't need to fix anything right now. You don't need to be strong or positive. Just listen. Let me ask you something honestly. When was the last time you felt truly at peace with yourself? Not distracted, not pretending, not trying to improve or impress anyone, but simply okay with who you are in that moment. If you can't remember, there is nothing wrong with you. You're human. Most of us spend our entire lives searching for love outside ourselves. We want to be chosen, approved, noticed, and valued. We want someone to stay and say, "You are enough." But while we're busy chasing love from other people, we quietly abandon the most important relationship we will ever have, the relationship with ourselves. Think about it. We want other people to accept us, but we judge ourselves every single day. We want others to speak kindly to us, but inside our own mind, we are harsh, critical, and unforgiving. We want people to stay, but the moment we fail, make a mistake, or feel weak, we leave our own heart. And no one ever teaches us how dangerous that is. Because here is the painful truth. If you don't love yourself, nothing will ever feel enough. Not success, not money, not compliments, not relationships, not even your dreams coming true. You can achieve everything you ever wanted and still feel empty inside if the relationship with yourself is broken. And maybe that's why you're here right now. Maybe you've tried improving your life from the outside. A new job, a new goal, a new routine, a new version of yourself. But something still feels missing. That missing piece is not motivation. It's not discipline. It's not confidence. It's self-love. And self-love is not about being selfish or thinking you're better than others. It's not about ignoring your flaws or pretending everything is fine. Self-love is much quieter than that. It's a promise. A deep, silent promise you make to yourself that says, no matter what happens, I will not abandon myself. But most of us break that promise every single day. We say things to ourselves we would never say to someone we love. We punish ourselves for mistakes we made years ago. We replay old failures like they are our identity. We push ourselves until we're exhausted and call it strength. Then we wonder why we feel tired, anxious, and disconnected from life. This video is not here to pressure you or tell you to become someone else. It's here to help you remember who you already are. This is a journey back to yourself, a journey of healing, and also a journey of learning English in a natural, human way. Because when you listen to English with emotion, when you repeat words that actually touch your heart, your confidence grows without force. So as you listen, don't rush. Don't just understand the words with your mind. Feel them. Repeat them if you want. Pause if you need to. Let this be your time. You don't need to change everything today. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to stay. Stay with this video. Stay with these words. Stay with yourself. Because by the end of this journey, you may realize something powerful. The love you've been looking for your whole life has been waiting inside you the entire time. And it starts right here. Let's talk about something most people carry in silence. Mistakes, guilt, and the voice inside your head that never seems to forgive you. If you've ever replayed the same moment over and over, wishing you could go back and fix it, this part is for you. Here is the truth most people never hear. Making mistakes does not make you a bad person. It makes you a person. You are not a robot. You are not a machine programmed to be perfect every day. You are a human being with emotions, trauma, confusion, pressure, and memories that no one else can see. And yet, so many people live their entire lives punishing themselves. I shouldn't have done that. I'm so stupid. Why do I always mess everything up? I ruin everything. They believe that if they keep blaming themselves, they will become better. But guilt does not make you better. Guilt makes you stuck. You don't grow by hating yourself. You grow by understanding yourself. Think about this for a moment. Imagine a 12-year-old child spills a glass of milk on the floor. You don't scream at them and say, "You're a failure. You don't deserve love." You say, "It's okay. Let's clean it up. Be more careful next time." Why? Because you understand they are learning. So why can't you treat yourself the same way? You may not be 12 anymore, but you are still learning how to live. You still make mistakes, just on a bigger scale. And you still deserve kindness, especially from yourself. The moment you accept your mistakes without shame is the moment real change begins. Self-love does not mean ignoring your mistakes. It means you stop using your mistakes as a weapon against yourself. The world will criticize you anyway. You don't need to join them. Now let's talk about your inner voice, because this is where most damage happens. The way you speak to yourself is not just words. It becomes your reality. Your brain is always listening. It doesn't know if a thought is a joke or the truth. If you repeat it enough, your brain believes it. If you keep saying, "I'm not good enough," your brain will start collecting proof. If you keep saying, "I always fail," your brain will make you afraid to try. This is not weakness. This is neuroscience. Imagine if someone followed you around all day and whispered, "You're stupid. You're disappointing. You'll never be enough." You would call that abuse. You would walk away. But when the voice comes from inside, you accept it. You listen to it. You believe it. And slowly you become smaller. This is why forgiving yourself is not optional. It's necessary. You cannot heal in the same environment where you keep attacking yourself. You cannot grow while constantly reminding yourself of your worst moments. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the version of you who didn't know better. You are the person who survived, learned, and is still here. So let's practice something together. Slowly, gently. Say this to yourself. You can say it out loud or inside your mind. I am allowed to make mistakes. I am learning, not failing. I grow, I evolve, but I do not abandon myself. Again, I am allowed to make mistakes. I am learning, not failing. I grow, I evolve, but I do not abandon myself. Every time you choose kindness over self-hatred, you take one step closer to freedom. You don't need to punish yourself to become better. You need compassion to become stronger. And from this moment on, let this be your rule. If you wouldn't say it to someone you love, you will not say it to yourself. Your mind is your home. It should be a place of safety, not a battlefield. You've carried guilt long enough. You've blamed yourself enough. It's time to put that weight down. Not because you were perfect, but because you are human. And being human has always been enough. Let's talk about something you consume every single day, even more than food. Your thoughts. What you feed your mind becomes what you feel in your heart. You already know what a food diet is. If you eat junk food all the time, your body feels tired, slow, and weak. But most people never think about their mental diet, even though it controls their emotions, their confidence, and the way they see themselves. Your mental diet is made of the thoughts you repeat, the people you listen to, the content you watch, the conversations you allow, and the way you speak to yourself when no one is listening. And if that diet is full of negativity, comparison, fear, and self-hate, it doesn't matter how hard you try to improve your life. You will still feel anxious, empty, and unworthy. Most people try to fix their life by changing the outside. A new job, a new relationship, new clothes, a new routine, but their inner world stays the same. And just like a dirty room attracts chaos, a dirty mind attracts pain. Let me show you how powerful this is with a simple example. Imagine two people waking up in the morning. Person one opens their phone immediately. They scroll through social media and see perfect bodies, perfect lives, perfect relationships. They start comparing. I'll never look like that. My life is boring. Then they read negative news, complaints, arguments, and hate. That is their breakfast. Not food, but thoughts. Person two wakes up and takes one slow breath. They look in the mirror and say, I'm not perfect, but I'm still trying. They listen to something calm or inspiring. They write one thing they're grateful for. They spend a few minutes in silence. Same day, same world, completely different mental diet. Who do you think will feel more peace by the end of the day? Your brain does not care if a thought is true or not. If you repeat it, your brain accepts it. If you keep telling yourself, I'm not enough, your brain will look for proof. If you start telling yourself, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm becoming, your brain will look for proof of that too. This is why perfection is so dangerous. Perfection is not love. Perfection is fear. It's the fear of being rejected, the fear of being judged, the fear of not being accepted as you are. When you chase perfection, you keep moving the finish line. Every time you reach a goal, your mind says, not enough. Do more. Be more. Fix more. I'll love myself when I lose weight. I'll respect myself when my English is perfect. I'll be happy when I make more money. And when you get close, the goalpost moves again. Years pass. You keep improving, but you never arrive. You become exhausted, not because you're lazy, but because you're chasing love instead of practicing it. Think about how you love others. Do you wait for your friends to be perfect before you care about them? Do you only support them when they never fail? Of course not. You love them because they are real. The most attractive people in the world are not perfect. They are human. The person who failed and still shows up. The woman with flaws who speaks with confidence. The man who is not impressive on paper but is kind, present, and real. That is what people remember. That is what creates connection. You don't need to become a perfect version of yourself to be worthy of love. That version doesn't exist. The only version that exists is the one breathing right now, listening to these words, trying to grow. So let this truth sink in. You can improve without rejecting yourself. You can grow without hating who you are today. You can dream bigger without telling yourself you are not enough yet. Say this slowly. I am not a project to be fixed. I am a person to be understood. I am not perfect, and I am still worthy. Again, I am not a project. I am a person. Hold on to that. Because the moment you stop treating yourself like a problem to solve is the moment real self-love begins. Self-love is not just something you feel. It's something you do. And one of the clearest actions of self-love is self-respect. If you've ever felt used, exhausted, or invisible, this part is for you. Many people struggle with boundaries because deep down, they are afraid of losing others. They say yes when they mean no. They stay quiet when something hurts. They give more and more, hoping one day someone will finally appreciate them. They call it kindness, but what they're really doing is abandoning themselves. Boundary does not mean selfish. Boundary means you understand your limits. And people who are kind, empathetic, and caring often burn out the fastest. Not because they are weak, but because they were never taught that protecting their energy is allowed. Think about this. Have you ever had a friend who only calls when they need something? They never ask how you're doing. They never listen. They just unload their problems, take your time, take your energy, and disappear. And you stay. You help. You smile. But inside, you feel drained and unseen. The pain doesn't come from helping. It comes from not being respected. And often, people don't respect you because you never showed them where the line was. Saying no is not rude. Saying no is how you protect the life inside you. Saying, I need space, is not selfish. It's survival. If you don't protect your peace, no one else will do it for you. Self-respect also means respecting your body. Not punishing it. Not comparing it. Not hating it. Your body is not your enemy. It is the home you live in. When was the last time you looked at your body with gratitude instead of criticism? Your legs have carried you through hard days. Your arms have held people you love. Your heart has kept beating even when you felt broken. Your body has been loyal to you, even when you were cruel to it. And your voice matters too. So many people say, I hate my voice. My English is not good. People will laugh. But your voice is your soul's fingerprint. It is how you say, I'm scared, I'm trying, I'm still here. Don't silence yourself just because you're not perfect yet. Speaking, even imperfectly, is an act of self-respect. And now let's talk about forgiveness, because without it, self-respect cannot survive. Many people say they love themselves, but they are still punishing who they used to be. They replay old mistakes, broken relationships, bad choices, and moments they wish they could erase. They carry that guilt everywhere, like a heavy weight on their chest. But listen carefully. You are not your past. You are not your worst decision. You are not the version of you who didn't know better. You are the version who learned. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was okay. It means you stop hurting yourself for it. You have already paid the price. You don't need to keep punishing yourself to prove you feel sorry. Imagine someone accidentally breaks your phone. They apologize sincerely. They try to fix it. But then every day for 5 years, they keep saying sorry, crying, and begging for forgiveness. At some point, you would say, it's okay. You've suffered enough. Move on. That is what your soul is asking from you. Self-respect means you choose peace over punishment. You choose growth over guilt. You choose to say, I forgive myself, not because I was perfect, but because I deserve to live. Say this slowly. I am allowed to say no. My body deserves respect. My voice deserves to be heard. I forgive myself, and I move forward. Self-love becomes real the moment you stop sacrificing yourself to keep others comfortable. You matter too, and respecting yourself is not optional. It's the foundation of everything that comes next. Self-improvement can be a beautiful thing. Wanting to grow, heal, and become better is not the problem. The problem begins when growth turns into self-rejection, when every day you wake up feeling like something about you needs to be fixed before you are allowed to feel worthy. Many people live in this loop. Once I heal my past, then I'll love myself. Once I stop overthinking, then I'll respect myself. Once my English is perfect, then I'll be confident. And without realizing it, they send a dangerous message to their mind. I am not lovable yet. But self-love does not work that way. You don't wait to love a flower until it fully blooms. You water it while it's still growing. You don't love a child only when they succeed. You love them while they are learning. Think about a child learning how to walk. They fall again and again. They cry. They stand up. They fall again. And you don't look at them and say, "You are failing." You clap. You encourage. You smile. You say, "Try again." You understand that falling is part of learning. So why do you treat yourself differently? You are learning how to live, how to set boundaries, how to heal, how to speak up, how to love. And yet, every time you struggle, you criticize yourself. You rush yourself. You tell yourself you're behind. Self-growth does not require self-hatred. You can want to improve and still accept who you are today. You can be ambitious without being cruel to yourself. Here is something important to understand. When you constantly try to fix yourself, you are telling your brain that something is wrong with you. And your brain listens. It starts to look for problems instead of progress. It creates anxiety instead of safety. You are allowed to grow without rejecting yourself. You are allowed to say, "I am a work in progress," and at the same time say, "I am enough right now." These two truths can exist together. You are both learning and worthy. You are both healing and whole. Stop waiting to be lovable. Stop postponing self-respect until some future version of you arrives. That version does not exist. The only version that exists is the one breathing right now, listening, trying, and showing up. And one of the most powerful ways to practice self-acceptance is the way you talk to yourself. Listen to your inner voice. Is it kind? Is it patient? Or is it harsh and demanding? Most people speak to themselves in a way they would never speak to a close friend. They say, "What's wrong with you? Why are you like this? You should be better by now." Your brain is always listening. Even when you think you're just joking, your mind takes notes. And over time, that voice becomes your reality. So start changing the language. Instead of saying, "I hate myself for this," say, "I'm learning from this." Instead of saying, "I'm so bad at this," say, "I'm not there yet." Instead of saying, "I always fail," say, "I'm guiding myself through something hard." This is the shift. From attacking yourself to guiding yourself. Imagine being your own best friend. A best friend doesn't ignore your flaws, but they don't use them to hurt you either. They tell the truth with care. They remind you of your strength when you forget it. They stay. Be that voice for yourself. Say this slowly. "I am still learning. I am allowed to grow at my own pace. I do not need to be perfect to be worthy. I guide myself with patience, not punishment." Self-love becomes real when you stop fighting who you are and start supporting who you're becoming. You don't need to fix yourself to deserve kindness. You need kindness to become who you're meant to be. At this point, I want you to remember one thing clearly. Your value has never come from your achievements. Not from your job title. Not from your income. Not from how productive you are or how impressive your life looks to others. Your value exists because you exist. Imagine you're holding a $100 bill in your hand. Now crumple it. Step on it. Throw it on the ground. Does it lose its value? No. It's still worth $100. That's you. Life has bent you, hurt you, and tested you, but your worth never disappeared. And yet, so many people treat themselves like they are only valuable when they are doing something, proving something, achieving something. They forget that rest is not laziness. Needing help is not weakness. Wanting peace is not failure. This is why self-care is not a luxury. It's survival. Real self-care is not about expensive trips or perfect routines. It's about small, honest acts of love. Going to sleep when you're tired without guilt. Drinking water when your body asks for it. Saying no when your heart feels overwhelmed. Taking 10 minutes to sit in silence and breathe. And when emotions feel heavy and you don't know where to put them, give them a home. Write them down. Journaling is not about good writing. It's about honesty. When you write what you feel, you stop running from yourself. You stop pretending. You listen. And that alone can be healing. Stop ignoring your needs. Every time you silence them, you teach your mind that you don't matter. But you do. When your body needs rest, rest. When your soul needs quiet, unplug. When something inside you says, "This is not okay," listen. Self-love is not just feeling kind toward yourself. It's acting when you need care. And please remember this. You were born for more than just surviving, more than pleasing everyone, more than shrinking yourself to fit into places that don't see you. You have a voice. You have potential. You have something real to offer this world, even if you're still discovering what that is. But to reach it, you have to be present. Self-love lives in the present moment, not in the past you regret, not in the future you fear. Right here, right now, in this breath. When you slow down, when you feel your body, when you come back to this moment, you come back to yourself. So take a breath with me. Feel where you are. You're still here. You've survived everything so far. That is strength. And if no one has told you this today, let me say it now. I love you. Not because you're perfect. Not because you have everything figured out. But because you're real. Because you're trying. Because you're human. And that has always been enough. If this video touched your heart, stay with us. Subscribe so we can keep growing and healing together. And if you know someone who needs these words, share this with them. Sometimes love spreads through a simple message. Take care of yourself. Be gentle with your journey. You are powerful. You are worthy. And you are the best thing you will ever have.